Alright. What's up? It's Prospector Phil. Got my goofy project for today. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, you guys probably saw when I was picking huckleberries. Uh-oh, got a leaf in there. So I picked a bunch of huckleberries, whoops. And there's some gooseberries in there too. Yeah, I've been munching on those, but I gotta do something with them. Today I'm gonna make fruit leather, or fruit roll-ups, whatever you want to call it. And I need to do some prep work here first, because once I cook this up, I want to have something. I don't have an oven out here, I don't have anything. We're just gonna do it in the sun. And so what I found is this piece of plywood here, and there's a big giant piece of plywood. I cut it down, and let me show you real quick how I did that, because out here it can kind of be hard when you don't have power tools. So this here is my handy little camp saw, made in Korea. It's Corona brand, if you care. I like it because it's compact and it's sharp, and I was able to cut along. Which edge did I cut? One of these edges here. I don't know. Oh, it must have been this edge right here. So it's not a perfect cut, but it didn't take me long at all, and it made a decent cut. And so I got my little frame there, and that's what we're gonna put the fruit roll-up leather on. And then I got me cut up some kindling from a log. So, and I had to cut a couple of the pieces to get it to go right. So I'll make my little frame, getting everything ready here. So that'll be my frame, and obviously the edges, they're not attached in any way. So I need a few other things. Aluminum foil, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap that around this, and that'll, one, reflect the sun, but two, it'll hold my edges in place. And then over top of that, I got some plastic wrap, and I'm gonna run that across, and that's what we'll put the fruit leather on. And then the only other thing we need is we need a pot. We need some berries. I'm gonna have to get me a mashing stick and get some water. So we'll just get started real quick. I'm gonna prep this. I think doesn't matter which way it goes, but I'm just gonna run a layer of aluminum foil over there to try and hold my frame in place. Much easier than it looks. I'm making it look really difficult, but I just basically want to make sure that frame stays together, because otherwise that's a big messy. Right there would be a really big mess. Actually, I don't know, maybe I'll do 3 layers, or 3 lines. Already dropped one. So yeah, we're gonna move this back a little way. That way I can get more of the foil around my frame to hold it in place better. Because that's the only thing holding this together is gonna be the aluminum foil. So we'll do that one. Do another one. Now I'm doing shiny side up. There's a shiny side and a dull side. I'm doing the shiny side up because I want it to reflect the sunlight. And I've got it up on this log because I don't want to get it too dirty down in the dirt and the muck below. Kind of like that, kind of like that. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit janky. I'm gonna have to be careful with it. Whatever. Don't matter. About like that. Make sure we have plenty hanging over to hold this end one on. That's actually not half bad for just throwing it together. So there we go. We got our frame, and now I'm gonna run plastic wrap on it over top. Yeah, that's not half bad at all. Not great. But if I take my plastic wrap here, and we'll put that, we'll just cover it in plastic wrap, because I can always cut around the edges to bring the plastic wrap up after we have the fruit roll up made. So let me open that up and we'll run that over. Okay, so I ran the aluminum foil left to right like that. So I'm gonna run the plastic wrap front to back. I don't know if that's gonna help at all or not. And here's one little trick once I get the plastic wrap out. I never knew for the longest time, but you know how it always comes out of the box like this? Guess what? All these boxes, they have little tabs on the side. You push the tab in and it holds the roll in place. What the frick? If only I would read stuff, I would know that. And so now that'll hold the roll in place while I pull the plastic wrap out. I'm gonna be generous. Yeah. We're just gonna wrap that over top here. And shoot, we'll do 3 rows of that too, because uh-oh, is this not cling wrap? Does this not want to cling? Yeah, it kind of does. So I'll do 3 rows real quick. Come on. You can do it. Keep going. Back. Try and get that somewhat flat, because this is where our fruit roll up, the fruit paste is gonna go. Hopefully that'll cling and hold together. And then one more row real quick. Kind of like that. Kind of like that. Oh, I could. Yeah. I'm gonna screw it up now if I try and take that off. Okay. That'll pretty much be good enough for my frame. That'll hold together. That'll keep the fruit paste in the middle here. And then it'll stick to the plastic wrap, and I can just cut around the edges when we're done. So I got one thing pretty much ready. I'm gonna put that away so it doesn't get dirty, and then we'll do the rest of the prep and get ready to make us some fruit roll-ups. Yay. Okay, now I'll make my masher. I got my pot, I got a stove over there, way to stir it up. And I need a masher. Mash up the berries once we simmer them down. So I cut this stick here. I don't want all this bark and crap on there because I don't want that to fall in. So I'll show you why I don't mind promoting this saw. That easy. Got rid of the bark on there. That'll make a nice, good berry masher. All right, next step. All right, I'm just about ready. Got my stove ready to go. And I cut another piece of that plywood here just to use as a cover. And I got the secret. More huckleberries. These need to be washed. The others that I showed you right over here with the gooseberries in there, those have already been washed. Those are ready to dump straight in there. So I'll do that. But I'm gonna wash these first because there's leaves and crap in there. So I'm just gonna wash those off real quick and we'll get the stove going, dump it all in, and make us some fruits. Right, my berries, they're nice and fresh. Well, they're a few days old, but they're nice and clean anyway. And let me show you what I did to keep them for several days real quick. Just got a dollar store container and I took a nail and heated it up and then burnt a hole in there, tied a rope on there, stuck it in the river, tied the rope off, and that was my refrigerator for the last few days. So I got my burner going and it's on low heat. Now I think we want about half a cup of water for 4 cups of fruit, and this is not quite 4 cups. I filled it up as much as I wanted to, so got this little travel container, which is really nice because it has measurements on the side. So I'm gonna do just under half a cup of water because that's just to help it all cook, and most of the moisture is gonna evaporate anyway. So let's see how that is right there. Oh, that looks just about right. Might be just a little too much water in there. So I'm gonna leave that over low heat, 10 or 15 minutes. I'm gonna let it simmer. And that's why I cut that piece of plywood right here. Don't need that on there. So I'm just gonna let that simmer for 10 or 15 minutes. I might have to adjust the heat. And I'm just gonna stir it up occasionally so nothing burns to the bottom of the pan. And we're gonna cook all that fruit and then we'll mash it up and add some sugars and go from there. So I'll see you in about 10 or 15 minutes or Insta time on the videos. Couple minutes in, already had a boil over accidents. A little bit of messy going on there that's gonna need to get cleaned up. Simmering really well, but I think when I put that cover on, it just simmers too much and it just boils over. So keep it going, keep it stirred. It's starting to look pretty good. Let it go for another 8 or 10 minutes or so. It didn't take long for that to froth up and boil over. So we'll just make sure all these berries are cooked really good. And that looks pretty soupy right now. I maybe shouldn't have added so much water, but whatever. So I did what I did. and I paid the price right there. So another 8 or 10 minutes, letting it simmer, and then we add sugar and get on with it. All right, it's been 15 plus minutes, and about 10 minutes in, I added more berries because it was looking pretty soupy. It still is. But they're cooked now. So I'm gonna take my stick masher. Right, hold on. The stick masher we made. Now it's time to mash up the berries. So I'm gonna mash those up and let it continue to simmer here. And once I got all the berries mashed, and it's looking more like a syrup than a soup, we can add in some sugar and go from there. So I just keep mashing them up. Would add lemon juice. I'm really hoping that the tartness of the gooseberries will kind of augment for that, because I don't have lemon juice. So I'm just gonna mash it all up, let it continue to simmer, and hopefully we can turn this into something tasty. Let's see. Yeah, y'all. Okay, I let it simmer, smashed it some more, added just a little more sugar. So I can't get all of those gooseberries to smash. If I had to do this again, I would smash them before, or I would get me a bigger smashing stick. But most people use just a potato masher, but I'm out in the woods, can't do that. One test I like to do before I know it's ready, besides the taste test, we'll do the taste test in a second, because then I'll wash the spatula. But one test I like to do, whether I'm making fruit roll-ups or jam, you do the drip test. And you see how that drips off of the spatula. Usually you use a cold spoon or just a room temperature spoon. And you just see once it starts dripping, because if it's too runny, it's just gonna run off the end of your spoon or your spatula. So that's about ready. And yeah, it is what it is. I don't know how well this is gonna work. It still seems a little bit runny to me. I don't like having the little gooseberries not mashed up in there. But I'll do the taste test, because then I can wash my spatula and let this cool off. Let's see. Ooh. Oh my gosh. You can't see it, but you couldn't taste it either, so. I just washed my spatula. Oh, that's good. That's real good. That's ready. Let's turn the heat off. And I'm gonna set this aside. I'm gonna pull out that frame that we made at the beginning. And once this cools off, I don't want to put it on there right now, because boiling water on plastic wrap, do the math, not a good idea. We're gonna let this cool off just a little bit, and I'll pull out the frame, and then we can pour it in the frame. I'll go move my car in the sunshine, and I'll show you how I'm gonna make my ghetto oven to dry this out and actually turn it into a fruit roll-up. So, yay! Hey, look, I scrounged a twisty tie in a previous video, and now it comes in handy. That's why I scrounge stuff. watch that video if you're curious. We'll get on with this as soon as that cools down. I'm at my car now. I figured it's easier to pour it in here than 50 yards away and then try and carry it over. Got the car in the sun and got my streak marks because I didn't do a good job cleaning the windows. So I'm gonna set it probably right on top of where the seat belt goes in. Try and keep it even in there, but it's gonna be sitting in the back window of the car in the sun. And this is my second favorite part. And get rid of my spatula here. My favorite part is eating the fruit roll-ups. My second favorite part is pouring it into your frame. I don't want to get it too thick anywhere. And I don't want to get it on my car. It's messy. Actually, I could just put it in the middle. That's it? That's all I got? Wow. I was hoping all that effort I'd get more. Okay, so my frame's too big. I'm gonna spatula that out. I need a second hand to do that. I'm kind of spatula out the extras. And then I'll make sure I don't want it too thick, but I don't want it too thin either. You can see all the little gooseberries still in there, but hopefully we sweetened it up enough. Oh yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, we can just spread that out. Let me spatula this out real quick, and then we'll put it in my makeshift oven right there in the sunshine and let it dry out. Okay. Look, I got it fairly thin, and it's spread across pretty much the whole frame, which is awesome. I got one heck of a mess to clean up there, and I better do that fast, otherwise that's just gonna get really gnarly. And so now I'll put it in the car here in the back, and I don't know if I can film this part, so I'm just gonna do it with two hands rather than making a mess and being a goofball. I'll put that in. One of the reasons to put it in the car is to keep the bugs off it out here. The other reason is because it's gonna get super nice and toasty right there. And when you make it at home, I think you put it in the oven like 180 degrees, but sometimes it's for like 12 hours. So I don't even know if this whole thing is gonna dry out today. We'll find out. And so I just put it in the car. There's my box of foods. Just looking pretty sad. Let me put it in the car and go from there. Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna see how long that's gonna take. I got it somewhat level in there, and it's already getting toasties. So now we just gotta leave it and see if we can make us some fruit roll-ups. It'll be awesome. Okay, I'll update in a bit. Awesome. I think that's about ready. Let's check it. So it's the next day now. Had to leave that for a while. And I got right here, I had to clean out one of my food things. 25-year-old creamy potatoes. That'll be another video right there. That'll be interesting to try. Freaking dehydrated creamy potato soup. That's 25 years old. So let's check. Oh, nice and tacky. It's still just a little bit sticky. Not as sticky as that neighbor music in the background. Look at that. This is awesome. This frame worked really well. I'm impressed that I can just take a couple pieces of wood. It came apart a little bit. Couple pieces of wood. And, ooh, I don't want to scratch the car. aluminum foil and make a nice frame. Oh, look. Yeah, look at this. Here's my fruit roll-up right there. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so let's cut off a little chunk here and see. Got my knifey. Try and keep my shadow out of this. I'm gonna take maybe just a corner. I might have to, yeah, we can do that. And I don't care about using this knife on here. Like I'm gonna do anything. Look at that. Oh my gosh, are they turning their music up because I'm making a video or what? This is silly. Where's my fruit leather? Okay, hold on a second. I need 2 hands for this part. Awesome. Look at that. It's still really tacky. Actually, that corner is really good. That's like perfect. Okay, let's peel this off and eat it. Look how easily that peels off. In the back seat of my car, in the woods, with freaking berries I found growing on bushes. We gotta try it. Just little tiny bit tart. I could have added more sugar, but you can't have a fruit roll up unless you roll it up. But look, that's freaking perfect. I call this a success. This is a success and a half. You can taste a little bit of the gooseberry. Just very slightly tart. Should have added more sugar. Out in the frickin' woods and you got fruit roll-ups going on. That's double thumbs up. That's awesome. So, there you go. Thanks for watching. I'll show you one more quick shot of my fruit roll-up shot here. And look, the whole thing. Giant fruit roll-up. So I'm gonna take my trusty handy dandy knife. I'll probably cut it right down the middle right here and then cut it. Can just go like that and go like that and go like that. We might as well just do this part in the video and go like that. Like I said, I'm not doing this on a baking pan, so I don't care what's going on underneath. It's a piece of freaking wood underneath there. Okay, so I cut around the edges and then I cut me several little strips. Freaking right as I start the video. Come on, guys. All right, so now this is perfect. I got my fruit roll-ups. And they aren't fruit roll-ups unless you roll them up. So I can take each one of these little strips I got going on here. Come on, I'm making a video, dork. You just left, don't come back. Okay. And now we got a fruit roll-up. That one's missing just a little bit of plastic right there. This one will be better. The others should be better. That's like perfect. And we can just take it and roll it. Awesome. Whoops. Getting a little sticky. What the frick just happened there? I got the cling wrap stuck on the other fruit roll-up. Well, I guess I'll just have to eat this one. That was a little unexpected. It's good though. Getting a little messy. You can see it's just a little bit still too juicy. I'm gonna cut that part off and just eat that part. We'll try one more time. One more time for the perfect fruit roll-up in the woods. Huckleberry and gooseberry fruit roll-up. There we go. That's the perfect one. The perfect fruit roll-up. Look, a little bit juicy, a little bit messy. But oh my gosh, those came out amazing for just being out in the mountains, out in the woods. Not freaking nothing fancy, just a pot and a freaking board, some foil, some plastic wrap, and a propane stove, and the back seat of a car in the sunshine. So, like and subscribe, double thumbs up. What's going on there? Oh, that's just more fruit roll up. It's tasty. I appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe. I love it. I love you guys. Helps me out, as I always say. And keep watching. Stay tuned. More to come. So hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks again.